Sarah Platt tried to encourage Todd Grimshaw to speak honestly about Theo Silverton in today's Coronation Street, but the situation quickly spiraled out of control. A few weeks earlier, George Shuttleworth gathered Sarah and Todd's close circle at the funeral parlor, where he shared his suspicion that Todd was being mistreated by Theo. When Todd turned up shortly afterward, he dismissed the accusations and insisted that nothing was wrong. In the time since, he has gone out of his way to prove his loyalty to Theo, even agreeing to relocate to Belfast with him. In today's episode, Sarah ran into Christina Boyd at the cafe and became worried when she discovered that Christina hadn't heard from Todd for some time. Concerned, Sarah decided to visit Todd at his flat and asked if she could come in. Todd knew Theo disliked him spending time with people like Sarah and George, but he still longed for some normality and quietly let Sarah inside while standing by the video doorbell. As they sat together with tea, the conversation flowed easily, and they shared a genuinely warm moment. However, the atmosphere changed when Todd made an unusual remark about the sugar content in a biscuit. Sarah immediately sensed something was off, and she was right. Todd's attitude toward food had been affected by months of Theo's body-shaming comments. Todd quickly became defensive, and the tension rose further when he noticed Sarah checking his arms for signs of injury. Feeling exposed and uneasy, he asked her to leave, but they suddenly heard Theo approaching the flat. Sarah saw the fear instantly take hold of Todd, forcing her to hide in the bedroom. Nervous and shaken, Todd lied to Theo, claiming he had spent the last few hours scrolling through his phone. Theo grew suspicious when he noticed two mugs in the kitchen, realizing Todd wasn't telling the truth. Moments later, Sarah stepped out of the bedroom, creating an extremely tense and uncomfortable situation. Theo tried to appear calm, saying he had no issue with Sarah visiting because he understood how important their friendship was. Still, Todd's expression revealed deep dread, as if he already knew what would follow once Sarah left. As soon as the door closed behind her, Theo turned on Todd, accusing him of betrayal. Within moments, Todd was terrified, asking what Theo intended to do to him. In a chilling twist, Theo coldly replied that he wouldn't do anything to him, at least not yet. Coronation Street has revealed a shocking twist, with Mal Roper making an unexpected comeback ahead of Roy Cropper's upcoming fire ordeal. In tonight's episode, the sinister figure returned to the cobbles, proving his fixation on Bernie Winter Allahan is far from over. Despite appearing to have left Weatherfield for good, his sudden reappearance raises questions about his true intentions and whether Roy could end up in danger. After enduring months of harassment from Mal, Bernie finally felt a sense of relief when Roy shared surprising news with her in the cafe. He explained that the electrician had packed up and supposedly headed back to Inverness. Although Nina Lucas seemed puzzled by the abrupt departure, Gemma Winterbrown reacted with clear relief for her mum, bluntly saying it was good riddance. Her calm attitude made Bernie suspicious that there might be more to the story. Later at home, Bernie questioned Gemma about her reaction to Mal leaving. Gemma admitted she was glad he was gone, but also wondered what had prompted his sudden exit. She then hinted that Jody Ramsey might have played a part, revealing she had posted numerous negative reviews about Mal's business using fake identities. According to Gemma, Jody wanted to stir up trouble for him because she couldn't stand him either. However, Bernie worried that Mal might assume she was responsible for the backlash. Trying to reassure her, Gemma insisted that Mal was gone for good and wouldn't cause any more problems. Not long after, Bernie met up with Nina and Roy as they prepared for their bat-watching outing, giving them a warm send-off. But as the scene pulled back, it became clear that Mal was watching from nearby, frustrated, and very much still in Weatherfield. In Sunday's episode, Roy begins to feel ill during the trip and decides to head back early. Upon returning, he discovers the cafe has lost power, prompting him to close up and go to bed. While he sleeps, a fire suddenly breaks out in the flat, leaving Roy unconscious as smoke fills the room. This raises a chilling question. Was the electrical fault purely accidental, or is Mal behind the dangerous blaze? Tensions exploded in Coronation Street as Carl Webster lashed out after uncovering a secret plan involving Ronnie Bailey and Kevin Webster, and the fallout was immediate. During tonight's dramatic episode, Ronnie and Kevin found themselves on the receiving end of Carl's anger when he realized they had been scheming behind his back. Although Ronnie eventually backed down from the idea, Carl made it clear he was furious and didn't hesitate to deliver a sharp warning. The question now is whether Ronnie and Kevin will abandon their efforts completely or risk pushing things even further. The storyline follows on from the previous episode, where Ronnie and Kevin joined forces in response to Carl's latest attempt to manipulate Debbie for money. Despite Carl offering an apology and insisting his intentions were simply to reconnect with his biological mother, Ronnie remained deeply suspicious of his motives. Concerned about Debbie's declining health due to her dementia, Kevin reassured Ronnie that he would stand by him and help deal with Carl once and for all. Together they agreed that removing Carl from the situation for an extended period was the best way to protect her from further harm. As events unfolded tonight, Kevin met Ronnie at the Chariot Square Hotel to check how their plan was progressing. Ronnie revealed that he had reached out to one of Carl's questionable contacts, Fiona, hoping to set up a situation that would link Carl to illegal activity and ultimately lead to his downfall. Elsewhere, Debbie spent time bonding with Carl, opening up about her idea of taking dance classes. She was pleasantly surprised when Carl shared that he had some experience, and the two shared a lighthearted moment as they practiced steps together in the hotel restaurant. Watching from a distance, Ronnie began to feel torn as he saw how happy Debbie appeared in Carl's company. Realizing that having Carl arrested could cause Debbie emotional pain, Ronnie started to question whether their plan was the right course of action. He ultimately decided to pull back and contacted Fiona to cancel the arrangement. Later, he admitted to Kevin that Fiona had not reacted well to being let down, acknowledging that he had wasted her time but insisting that the plan no longer felt justified. While he still wanted Carl gone, Ronnie recognized that the consequences might be worse than expected. However, before they could fully regroup, Carl confronted them, clearly enraged after learning everything. Fiona, angered by Ronnie's sudden change of heart, had revealed the entire scheme to him. Carl wasted no time in accusing the pair of trying to set him up, and made it clear he wouldn't tolerate such betrayal. He reminded them that Debbie still trusted him above all else and warned that she would be devastated if she discovered what they had been plotting. Although he chose not to expose them this time, Carl issued a chilling threat, making it clear that if they attempted anything similar again, he would not hesitate to reveal everything. With tensions now running high and trust shattered, Ronnie and Kevin are left facing a difficult decision about their next move, as Carl's presence continues to cast a shadow over Debbie's life.